Well, we've been promised a memorable boat ride on Lake Vembanad, and if you like these photos, and I hope you do, you won't be disappointed. Our chartered launch is waiting for us about 35 miles south of our hotel in Cochin. If we hit the morning rush, and we probably will, we'll need a little bit more than an hour to get there. We haven't closed our suitcases or checked out because we won't be leaving for the United States until tomorrow afternoon. We're on our way early in order to have a timely lunch at the Kumarakom Resort and then get in some more sightseeing on the way back. Many of the best places to live in India are judged to be in the southern state of Kerala. As I've said, the educational system here is good and there is nearly 100% literacy, plus a good healthcare system. Other advantages are the subtropical climate and less congestion and grinding poverty than we've seen in the northern cities that we've visited. Gerald, our fine guide, has arranged for this boat trip and will be with us today. If Gerald has a weakness as a guide, it's that his English, self-learned I gather, is sometimes hard to understand, especially since he's kind of a soft talker. However, the real problem is that he's seated behind me and away from the only microphone that I brought on board. So we're going to have trouble hearing him as he fully and gracefully answers every question put to him, no matter how profound or silly. Fortunately, the best things about Lake Vembanad, India's largest lake, are visual and obvious. Its natural beauty, its famous houseboats, that it is a primary destination for Indians, both the rich but also the not so rich who just want to get away and enjoy their vacation time in a lovely, simpler place. If and as when needed, I will do my inadequate best to provide any additional interesting information that I can. Relax now as you enjoy the highlights of our video cruise on Lake Vembanad.
These are water hyacinths.
I don't see anybody driving.
Lake Vembanad is a freshwater lake. The lake and the wetlands are supplied by more than half a dozen regional rivers and large streams. The northern terminus of the wetland system flows into the Arabian Sea at Cochin. In order to prevent salt water at high tide from contaminating the wetlands, man-made barriers have been created. Lake Vembanad is threatened by overpopulation, poor land use, and industrial and farming pollution. The same could be said of most, if not all, bodies of water in India and of a great many throughout the world. We've been told that the Indian government and conservation groups are making a great effort to preserve the quality of their waterways. And despite some opposition from religious groups, a notable effort has been underway for some time to reduce pollution streams and levels of contaminants in the Ganges.
A lot of huge boats, those are we call houseboats of Kerala, houseboats. They used to transport from the farm to the market or farm to the factory. But the advent of roads, they became the out of sea. So just 30 years ago, we modified it. That is, now it is exclusively for the tourists. So they provide all the amenities, they have the speed internet. 30 years we have to repair it because they try to make 100% natural things like bamboo, timber, coir, aracanid palm. They try to make it more eco-friendly. They are the laborers, you can see the boatyard, they are repairing. Water hyacinth. So actually we got it from water hyacinth from Brazil. It is difficult to catch, but even they can catch because of this water hyacinth. So the government, what they did at that time, during the monsoon, some places near the upper Kumarakom
Not only are all the houseboats now dedicated to tourism, most if not all of the homes are vacation homes, and according to Gerald, many are rental properties.
So you stay there and then rent a little boat and go out to other places?
those are Ayurvedic resorts.
Right. And that,
So the people from different part of they are giving their treatment. They can catch fish from the backwaters of Kerala. Normally when those who live in this area, they have a dark skin like me because it's a protection. It's a natural protection for them. Otherwise it causes the skin cancer.
Just beyond the range of the camera are cultivated fields and rice paddies. Potential contamination due to fertilizers and E. coli levels are monitored. Look at that mango. They provide you several components. You want to eat that? There are some ducklings up ahead being shepherded by their parents and extended family. They seem to be ordinary mallards, same as we have at home, but it reminds me that I should point out that conservation efforts here, as in other places we've visited in India, extend to the preservation and maintenance of all the species of wildlife and their habitat.
What is that?
Normally this is for the ladies' job, cleaning, but here you can see the men, they clean their clothes. One of the common side, you can see the signboard, there's black as well as white. They are selling our state liquor, that is called toddy. We make a liquor, country liquor from the chocolate farm. Some assurance, we can enjoy.
Yeah, whatever, look, that is so cool. Look at that.
I'm also little bit worried.
Take a picture.
So, this is Lake Vembanad's very luxurious Kumarakom Resort, where very shortly we'll be served a sumptuous lunch before heading back.
What are these yellow flowers?
Which we call alamanda or welcome.
Lunch was great, maybe even a little better than expected, and now we've reboarded the Kumarakom Resort's courtesy boat, which will take us a short way back on Lake Vembanad and drop us off on the shore opposite from the one that we embarked from. There, we've been told, our bus and driver will be waiting to drive us back to Cochin.
They have two small outboarding hills, so small.
Coir, which I never heard of until today, C-O-I-R, is a fibrous inner lining of coconut shells. It is wound, woven, and sometimes dyed to create many different kinds of products, mostly rope, twine, mats, and carpets, but others too, including, as Gerald pointed out, canoes. Though at some locations, coir production has been semi-automated, here all the work is manual. Make no mistake, though most of the workers look cool and almost serene, this is hot, difficult work that would challenge anyone not inured to it. We'll leave greatly impressed and maybe a little bit taken aback and maybe feeling a little bit guilty that we're not buying anything. Now, as we've seen so many times in India, we're going to see firsthand how extreme the contrast can be between material wealth and standards of living in two proximate locations. In this case, the Kerala Backwaters and the luxurious Taj Hotel in the modern section of the city of Cochin. And tired though we may be after the day's great adventures, it's a sight to behold.